Hey YouTube, it's Robert and I'm here today to share with you guys my new favorite waterproof flooring option that's available here in 2023. And this product only hit the market a few weeks ago, so if you are watching this video anywhere near the time of this release, then you saw it here first. Last year I did a couple of videos highlighting what was my favorite product launch for 2022 in the waterproof flooring category. That product was the Mohawk RevWood Signature line, and it drastically improved on both the visuals and the texture available in our man-made waterproof alternatives to wood floors. So in part one of those videos, I talked a little bit about the specific technologies and features that set that apart from its competitors. And then part two, I highlighted a more in-depth look at the specific colors available in that line. Now, Karastan operates as somewhat of the luxury counterpart to the Mohawk brand. And so I knew that their signature offerings when they eventually launched would be stunning. Wouldn't you know it, in 2023 at the International Surfaces Convention, they revealed their launch with the RevWood Signature technology, and I have been dying to get my hands on it ever since. So I'm really excited today for us to be able to go through and look at the entire launch line from the Karastan BelleLuxe. It features 3 styles in 16 different looks, and we're gonna go through them one by one. If you wanna learn a little bit more about the ins and outs of the specific RevWood technology, go back and watch the video that I released last year on my favorite waterproof flooring for 2022, because today I'm just gonna highlight anything that makes the Karastan signature line unique from the Mohawk. But as I mentioned, there's a lot of crossover within the overall technology of the product. And if you guys like this format of video where I highlight the individual styles and colors of these lines, please let me know that down in the comments below, along with any other things that you might like to see me include in this style of video for the future. And after we go through all of the styles and colors on this line, I'm gonna show you guys one other really cool thing for anyone considering using this product on stairs, because there's now a new offering within this line that's gonna make our lives a whole lot easier when doing stair installations. And Karastan is much more limited in distribution than many of the other major brands out there, and not every company that carries Mohawk will carry Karastan. So I suggest that you start by specifically searching for Karastan dealers in your area to figure out where you can go and see these products in person. In the meantime, I hope that this video will serve as a little bit of a sneak preview for you to actually get to see this line until you can get out there to do the fun part, which is actually feeling and touching the products themselves. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at each one of the styles within this Karastan BelleLuxe line. Starting off, we have the Andalette collection. This first color is called Buff Cream Oak, and this is going to be our most similar line to the Mohawk brand offerings. They are 12 millimeters thick, 8.5 inches wide, and about 54 inches long. We're still gonna see the same GenuEdge technology where we have that printing and texture going all the way over the joint so that it mimics real wood and does not just give us a painted bevel contrasting the actual color on top. The Andalette collection is going to be all oak looks, and so again, this first color is the Buff Cream Oak. There's the product specifications for you guys. This is going to apply to all of the products within the Andalette collection. Since last time I got a request to share the room scenes from the back of these samples, and these photos actually are pretty good here as far as a representation of the product. I'm gonna go ahead and share each of those with you today as well. Since this is such a new product and we don't have a lot of finished installs to show off, this should help to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how these products look in an actual room scene. Next up, we have Hammered Silver Oak, which features a lot of intensity in the grain. It's kind of a taupish gray, I would say on the warmer gray side, but you can see the grain itself has a lot of accent with the almost wire brushed finishing on the texture of this product. And there's a quick room scene of the Hammered Silver Oak. Next up, we have Glazed Ginger Oak, which is a little bit more of a warm, natural oak tone. Very similar to a couple of my favorites from the Mohawk line. If you like that natural European oak look that you're seeing a lot in our real wood offerings on the market right now, this is a great alternative to that for a laminate product. And as you see, there's a quick look at the room scene of it. Obviously, all of these products you should see for yourself in person before making a decision, but these are pretty good representations of the overall look, actually. Now we have Morning Fog Oak, which is a little bit of a grayish cream toned oak. Not a lot of color in this one. It's very soft, cool neutral. And there's our room scene on the Morning Fog Oak. And next up here we have the Cobble Brown Oak, which is a really nice compromise between brown while still having a little bit of that taupish gray. I would say this can work really well with other gray neutrals, but it still feels warm and has natural wood tones to it. And there's a look at the room scene of Cobble Brown Oak. And our last product in the Andalette collection is the Kendall Charcoal Oak. This is definitely going to be our darkest product. You can see it still has a very wire brush type of texture to it, so it accentuates all of that grain with the lighter accents. And there's our room scene of the Kendall Charcoal Oak. Alright, and now we have our next collection, which is the Chateau Leon. This color here is the Merino Wool Oak, and this is where Karastan really starts to set itself apart from the Mohawk line. We have a 10mm thick product, 9.5 inches wide, and 80 inches long. So if you watched my last video talking about the Mohawk RevWood Signature, one of the things I was really eager to see was the expansion of the line to feature longer planks, and we finally got that with the Karastan, now offering an extra wide and long board. So here you can see the full product specifications on the Chateau Leon collection, as well as the room scene here for our Merino Wool Oak. Alright, and the next color is the Calvary Brown Oak. Now the Chateau Leon is also all oak looks. There's 5 colors total. And this particular one has a really nice kind of golden brown glow to it, almost an oiled look. It's just a lot of depth and character on this one, which we do see in all of the products, but for whatever reason, this color, I think it just has a richness to it that I really like. And there's our room scene of the product. Some of these room scenes are better than others, but again, I'm going to go ahead and show them all to you. Now we have the Warm Cognac Oak, which might be my favorite color in this collection. It's, more traditional brown in color, but it's just very, very rich and warm toned, just as the last one was. But this is a little bit more of a true brown, and absolutely gorgeous in person. And there is our room scene of the Warm Cognac Oak. Now we move back into the gray family a little bit here with French Smoke Oak. It's the color name on this one. And kind of a lighter to medium gray tone. Again, not a ton of color on this one, but very soft palette for any of you that are looking for a more subdued floor. And there's the room scene of French Smoke Oak. And the last color within the Chateau Leon collection is Cathedral Taupe Oak, which again is kind of a medium toned taupe. There is some brown and some gray. I actually see a lot of a greenish yellow tinge in this product. One thing to mention too with the Chateau Leon, the way that this feels, the actual texture on this is even more realistic to the touch than the RevWood Signature line from Mohawk. I think it's got just an absolutely awesome feel to it. If you like the natural feel of wood as opposed to a more high gloss type of smooth finish, this is one where you really can feel the grain heavily. And there's our room scene, which we can see a little bit of the variation of it.
And as you can see even in the picture, a lot of grain, a lot of variation from plank to plank. And our third and final collection is the BelleLuxe collection. This first one here is the Normandy Gray, which is kind of a lighter, almost cream color. Now, the BelleLuxe collection is going to meet the same specs that the Chateau Leon collection met. So it is still a 10mm thick product, 9.5 inches wide, and just over 80 inches in length. And there's the product specifications for the BelleLuxe collection, as well as a room scene of the Normandy Gray Oak, which we can see by the picture. Again, as I mentioned, it's a little bit more of a cream color. I do see a lot more cream than gray in this product. Next up, we have Linen Wash Oak, which this particular sample is showing a lot of character, a lot of knots in here. And again, a very matte finish, very heavy texture. When you touch this product, it feels like you're touching an engineered wood. If you're wondering why of the 16 products that were just launched in 2023, all of them are oak, it's because even in wood right now, oak, the wide European style oaks are kind of running the show. And especially when you're trying to feature all of the texture and realism, there's some species that translates to better than others. And we wouldn't need this same type of technology for creating texture to match a Brazilian wood floor, because those are generally very smooth. So I think they're really highlighting the technology on these by showcasing it in wood species that translates to the best. And our room scene of the Linen Wash Oak. Nice light yet warm color on this one. And then we've got this next one, which is called Travertine Light Oak. Again, very light, natural. There's kind of subtle differences between a few of these until you see them in person side by side, and then you can really appreciate the ability to hone in on the exact right tone that you might be looking for. So if there's one that's just a little too warm for you, there might be another one that's just light enough or just cool enough, but they otherwise are very similar styles and looks overall. So Travertine Light Oak is the name of this one. And there's our room scene shot of the Travertine Light Oak. Alright, this next color is called Vintage Tea Oak. And if I had to place a bet on which color from the BelleLuxe collection would be the most popular, this would be my prediction. It's just a perfect light natural oak. It hasn't been washed out or anything. I think this really mimics what we would expect to see an actual European oak floor, left in its natural color and maybe given a little bit of patina over time. Again, highlighting that RevWood technology where we see the knot and we can feel that knot, that perfect marriage between the image and the texture applied to each board. And there's a room scene of that Vintage Tea Oak. You can see just a nice natural European oak floor. And our final product of the day is the Welsh Slate Oak. A really pretty option for a medium toned gray. There is some nice contrast between the light and the dark planks, but I would say it's relatively middle of the road in terms of light and dark, and it's slightly on the warmer side of the gray scale. And there we have our room scene of the Welsh Slate Oak. I also mentioned that Karastan was going to be giving us an additional solution for our stairs, and you can see here that in addition to a few collections that the Mohawk line has already incorporated the stair treads into their offerings, Karastan's BelleLuxe line are all going to offer us that full stair tread, and also white risers for those of you that want to have the complete tread and riser combination shipped to you ready to go. And there's a look at the side profile. As you can see, all one piece. We can just slide right over the tread and have very little work to do relative to our more traditional options for putting laminate or LVP type products on stairs.
That's it for today, guys. Let me know what your favorite color was down in the comments below, and anything that you'd like to hear covered in future videos, you can also let me know down there in the comments. I've considered making a video doing a little bit more of a head-to-head comparison between the waterproof vinyl category as well as the waterproof laminate category. I'm finding that that seems to be one of the more confusing things for shoppers as they're going out and looking at all of their options within the waterproof floors. So if you'd like to see that video and you think it would be helpful for you, please comment that down below, and anything that you would specifically want to see covered in that, because I am very strongly considering making that video and I want to make sure that it's as helpful for you as possible. Again, my name's Robert and I'm here to help with all your remodeling needs. So until next time, happy remodeling and have a great day.